There's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. Got a 1994 Toyota Corsa, also kind of a Toyota Tercel here in Japan called the Corsa. This is a 1.5 liter, 4-cylinder, front-wheel drive, super economy car. This was, at least in North America, the cheapest Toyota you can get. You might be thinking, why buy one of these from Japan for import when there are so many awesome cars to pick from? Well, everybody's opinion on an awesome car is different, and the person who has bought this, Tercels, has been in their family for multiple generations, and it is Tercel after Tercel, and I suppose they're getting a little bit hard to find outside of Japan. In fact, inside Japan, maybe a little bit hard too. I don't suspect these were popular cars, because in North America, this is about as cheap and small as you can get. In Japan, there are K cars, which are cheaper and smaller, and much cheaper in registration. Okay, it was made during the Toyota's cars never break era, and so everything is going to be super easy to fix, and probably things aren't going to go wrong all that often. I checked the oil and the coolant, both of them seemed okay, but who knows when they were last replaced, and so you might want to get those changed anyway. It's a 5E engine. It's the same engine series as you'll find in the Starlet here in Japan, and the Sarah, and of course the Corsa. I'm not sure what else uses it, but there weren't a ton of cars that use this engine, although it is known to be, 200,000, 300,000 kilometer type engine. We'll lower the hood now. And overall condition of this car is not bad. I think if you're looking for a Tercel in Japan, you get what you can get. I will say, though, the Japanese one has all sorts of things that the North American one either was optional or wasn't even available. This has power steering, power windows, power folding mirrors, and AC. All four things that I don't think that the Canadian market version came with. I know I have driven one that didn't have power steering. Goes the hood. Quick look at the car. You get slightly different, I believe, headlights and bumpers, but otherwise, it's a Tercel. This one's fully stock condition, steel wheels, stock everything. Let's go over the auction inspection sheet now, and I think it is a very endearing story, having a Tercel after Tercel after Tercel. Mom had one, grandma had one, great-grandma had one, and now you can have one. It is cool. So 1994 Corsa ViT-X. I'm not really too sure what the ViT-X means. Maybe it is the one that has all those options. 1.5 liter engine. You probably could get it with a 1.3 liter version of the same engine here in Japan. I'm not entirely sure. Auction rate 3.5, interior B, power steering, power windows, no sales points, no notes. And the report here says interior dirty. Electric part doesn't work. They're referring to the folding mirrors. I don't know why they don't say mirrors don't work. They just call it electric part doesn't work. And then various scratches, dents, and peeling paint. The biggest problem on the car is the peeling paint. And so, yes, it needs new paint in several places. Here on the sheet, it says U2 over here and U2 over here. Neither of them stand out an awful lot. Back bumper has A2. It's not too bad. The peeling paint is bad, though, on the hood, on the roof, and actually in a few other places as well. That's why they put it here in the catch-all area. Various peeling paint. So we'll start with a walk around of it. The Tercel is probably smaller than you remember it being. This is not that much bigger than K cars. Of course, it is a 3-box sedan, so 1 box, 2 box, 3 box. And K cars are not 3-box. They will all be hatchbacks unless it's a Cappuccino, a Beat, or an AZ1. There might, or like, I guess K vans would be a 1-box design. They're a little bit taller than your typical hatchback. Okay, so we'll just go around here. The color is very 90s. I don't want to get these people on camera, so I'll just pull a little bit close here. Those out. And we'll come back around like that. You're not really missing much. If you saw the other side, then you'll understand this side as well. Okay, yes, this is 1993 to 1995. They liked their TL. So there you go. I think it's interesting for such a model that wasn't going to sell a lot. They've got its own logo, which is something that's very cool. Here in Japan, nowadays we just do the world version of having the Toyota or Honda logo right here. But back in the 80s, 90s, they usually had their own mark for most cars, like the crown in front of us. I don't think you can see that, but there's a crown logo there.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Okay, damages. We have an extra bumper, like an unpainted plastic part of the bumper here has discolored. It's a little loose here. See, it knocks in a little bit. Front bumper's taken a bit of damage. There's that. There's an area here that's been touched up with a touch-up paint that doesn't quite match the rest of the paint. The bumper itself is faded basically everywhere. And then we got some fade on the hood there. Going down here, we got a scuff. And this side is all good, and I will show you, but this right here is where the dent is, so pay attention to that. It's basically the only dent on this side. Okay, have a quick look. So as you can see, a very nice and clean side panel there. Steel wheels, hubcaps have faded to the end of the earth and back. Maybe not back, just to the end of the earth. And a little bit of the windshield is coming up here. Let me just move the clipboard so you can see. Bit of rust on the wipers. There's basically no rust in the car except for this, and one of the doors over there has like a chipped off paint area that has a little bit of rust. I'll show you. Coming up here, there's some fade. You can see right there. And then it has had some paint work in this area because there's a blend line right here that has since faded. And so what they do is they'll blend the thick paint and make it thinner, 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 thinner until it blends into the old paint, right? Thin paint will fade faster. So when that happens, you'll get fade within years. So do keep that in mind. The unfortunate thing is if you're doing paint work here and you don't want to have a blend, then you also have to paint the pillars. You have to paint this quarter panel on the other side as well. Which drops, that would cost you more than double the amount. So it's not really worth it. So they don't do it. Chip there. Whoops, I ran into a concrete retaining wall. And a number of scratches along here from, I guess, loading / unloading, as well as a dented in section there. A few scratches around the keyhole there. The unpainted plastic bumpers again. And coming down this side, a few things to mention. There are some chips on the edge of this door. And then there's the dent on this side. It's right here. It's down there and there. It's like it hit something that was tall, but it only hit in 2 places. And so again, focus on that while we have a look at the side panel here. The rest of the side panel, just like the other side, very good and nice. And now that little bit of rust is there. Oh, the wind today. My gosh, it's going to blow me over. So it's going to be noisy. This camera doesn't have as big of a windsock. So here's the little bit of rust that I was telling you about. You can see it's kind of like a chip to the edge of the door. It's not the worst rust in the world by far. Okay, sills looking all healthy. Underside has a bit of surface rust. It's not too bad. We have a number of tiny dents here. This one here being the biggest. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a few minor scratches as well. I don't think that's a scratch. No, it's not. Okay, enough with the exterior of this. Let's see. Off the trunk. Surprisingly good packaging in this car. A decent amount of space inside and a decent amount of trunk space. Look at this. Now, you don't have crumple zones to compensate, but if an entire generation of people can survive in a Tercel, then you can too. Okay, and underneath here, no rust in the spare tire well. Looking happy as a clam. I think that's an expression. Door handles do feel a little on the cheap side. UV front door glass cut. Front doors with the sticker on the rear doors. Weird. Okay, fairly clean, fairly okay in here. I don't really know what to say. It's not dirty, really. The auction sheet says it is, but they'll write that on any car. Okay. And let's see how a 5'10" person sits in here. A little tight, but it is a sub compact. This is the ViT-X before the ViT-X came out. And yeah, they had a version of the Tercel that was a hatchback called the Starlet, right? The Starlet, way more popular here in Japan than the Tercel because you can get it with a turbo engine. Okay, so a number of little chips here. They're like the seatbelt chips that you get. I don't know how they got all the way up here, though. Weird, right? And then power windows and speakers. You're living in luxury. And then seats. Decently comfortable seats. And it's honestly a little fun to drive the car. The engine is peppy. You've got the 5-speed manual, so you can be in the right gear ratio. Of course, it's not going to be fast. I don't know the power of this. Probably somewhere in the range of about 85 horsepower or so. 90 maybe. Just going to tuck this in so the pages don't fly away. If the pages fly away, that would be an interesting afternoon. Okay, so floor mats, a little on the dirty side. Besides that, honestly, not too bad. Hop in here, clutch feels fine. Shifting, a little on the noisy side. Have a listen. But you know what else has a noisy shifter? It's the Evo 5 and 6, and nobody is complaining about that. AC works nice and well. This one, a rarity in Japan, no climate control AC. Almost everything in Japan is climate controlled. This one here is just set the AC and then set I guess the heat temperature of the AC. This is just like a flap inside that'll separate your cool from your hot. Tape deck, stereo, ashtray, doesn't look like it's been used, and happy cup holders. Okay, not much in here. There's floor mats. This car has floor mats and a headliner that's not made out of vinyl. Look at that. It's a soft material. Better than the US version. See, Japan's keeping all the good things to themselves. So that'll be the end of this review. This was a little interesting. It's, it's something different. Any car you want, go ahead, buy it from Japan. Well, for the US, as long as it's 25 years old. That'll be the end of the video. If you're interested in importing a car, this is Pacific Coast Auto. My name is Derek, and we can buy your car at auction, and you can import it into your country. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.